Okay, so the scene starts off on a dark and rainy day. We got one of those over-the-top bikers standing guard at the bar, and something is clear as day not right. As his beer turns ice cold and Edwin Cullen of Timu pulls up right in front of him. Got him over here using the default cop dialogue, talking about,
"You lost, boy?"
You ever hear these words out in the country coming from an officer that looks like this? You might as well wrap it up, buddy. And after hearing these 100% fighting words, he pushes his finger into his chest, drawing him of any life force he had, and proceeds to do the same to every person in the bar for absolutely no reason in the slightest. Peep, they was having way too much fun at the spot without him, and he got straight to hating. I swear, you can't have nothing around these type of people, like trying to fake sick to skip school. You show one minuscule second of joy, they start doing you like these.
You had no talents when you 26 living at your mama's house.
But he ends up rounding up his squad to help him find the contract of San Verganza, just for his dad to pull up outside the bar. Was calling his phone 2 seconds ago, talking about, but this is where we find out this isn't even a battle between good and evil, nigga. It's a battle between evil and worse. Cause BlackHeart over here is trying to take over the world using the power of the contract, and his dad is essentially saying that it isn't adding up to the schedule just yet. Just for him to throw a temper tantrum saying that he needs it now. Buddy, you are a loser. Simple. Like a D1 athlete after hearing there's snow bunnies at the function, he couldn't wait another second. But this is where we cut to Johnny Blaze, genius billionaire, playboy philanthropist, and the world's greatest motorcycle stuntman alive. Got a bunch of 45-year-old Rastas countrymen out there in the crowd straight glazing him. But he goes to get ready for his stunt, just for his old shorty to pull up out of nowhere trying to aura farm. Was out there standing for a good 30 minutes waiting on bro to pull up. My dog, this is not clean. But Johnny would beg to differ. Off the glance alone, bro is straight dumbfounded. Started getting memories of her back in his glory days. This is his fumble cannon event. Was meant to ride off into the sunset together when they was both 17, but ended up selling himself to a random with a cane on accident. And turns out she is now a reporter as they go to have an interview. So Johnny, tell us what's going through your mind before such a big job. Damn, your eyes always sparkle like that. What, nigga? But Johnny, why do you do such a job that's so dangerous? I heard you got a new man. How's that going? Oh, now we got divorced. End up now and face the sun. So they proceed to do this for about another 20 minutes. Got the people watching at home in straight confusion, and Roxanne immediately leaves the premises, leaving bro to do his stunt over 6 helicopters and a football field. One wrong move and he's getting turned into good eats on live television. And he presses the gas, no warm up, no preparation, just a chop nigga and a dream hitting the ramp. In mid-air ends up getting a power boost just from thinking about the snow bunny landing the jump. Got the crowd going crazy except from Brody right here. He may be clapping his hands, but I know a Dr. Uma supporter when I see one. And it's not even like Johnny is done right here, cause he drives out the stadium just to catch up to his shorty and starts to flex on her. Showed her about 100 bands, she started geeking. And lads, I will tell you this once and once only, there is always that one guy she will run back to no matter what. Peep her face, she's loving every moment of this. Bear in mind, she ain't seen bro since they were both 17. It's been 20 years, nigga, move on. But they finally stopped driving, having a whole conversation in the middle of the road, stopping traffic. Got Johnny over here giving a whole show and tell presentation on his Riz. And my dog, have you ever practiced that shot in your life? Do you even work on your game in the first place? I'm over here watching this thinking that's a straight airball, no rim, no backboard, bro, not even the net. But bro, tell me why this shot was... As she arranges a whole date night for them that same night. Yes! I ain't even know Nicolas Cage had it like this. I just saw him in Kick-Ass going 0 for 20 from the field. Where did he get this wrist from? But she leaves, he signs a bunch of autographs, and this is where we get to date night. Got the table set, Roxanne is out here looking great, and Johnny is over here looking at himself in the mirror trying to convince himself he's not chopped. But his hand starts to burn hot red as he starts to hear his name being called from outside. As he pulls up outside to see his bike booted up and turns around, hitting the coldest point pose I think I've ever seen at the person he sold himself to all those years ago. And hey, is that my nigga JJ? I'm crying, he was cutting your hair. Brody was out there straight freestyling. There is no way you asked for this. Mean Barber was fully booked. Had to go to that one brother in the back. It was already over. I ain't even peeped the straight cranium on bro until now. Bro, why is your head built like that? answer me. But he tells Johnny that he is now here to collect the investment he made in him years ago, telling him to go and find the one named BlackHeart and destroy him. And it's not even like he has a choice, as he sends him flying on his motorcycle through the streets at supersonic speeds. Got Mr. Bodycam been off since 06 straight, astounded by the speed. And as this is going on, we got BlackHeart and his crew of fools pulling up to the train station looking for the contract. Got Buddy over here talking about this is private property.
We do not care.
And they just be doing people wrong for no reason in the slightest, slamming him out for helping them. Gave them all the information they needed just for BlackHeart to be talking about, nah, that's not enough.
What more do you want from me?
And after doing him in the worst way, Johnny finally lands in the garage and we get the transformation. Loki, one of the best transformation scenes out there. CGI was so ahead of its time, it's crazy. Now we got stuff like this. $250 million budget to make and we get this. And the second he transforms, it was straight smoke from the jump as BlackHeart pulls up and we get the face off. And there is never a fair one-on-one in any of these Marvel movies. Their whole etiquette is we jumping, as one of the randoms pull up talking about some
"Give him to me."
No!
Tackling him back, putting his neck around the chain, thinking they took him out, but that don't work. As he takes off the chain, walking towards them, ends up stepping in a puddle, getting trapped and gets hit by a truck. But yet again, that don't work. Where you going, little nigga?
Nani?
Right to the dome, sending him flying back as he proceeds to wrap the chain in fire, whipping it around him, setting him ablaze. No Rengoku. And I just wanna take it back a second real quick, cause something ain't adding up. Cause as you can see, all three of the other vamps are standing right there, looking at bro as he's walking towards them, knowing damn well that the Ghost Rider is charging up the right hand of destruction from behind. Just for when he's on the ground, getting deep fried, asking for help. These niggas are gone. We don't even see them hit the dash, just how quickly they go about the spot. Hit one of these the second they saw that chain light up in flames. Yeah, you got it, gang. But he turns Buddy to stone, taking him out, whistling for his bike and transforms it into the Ghost Rider's own style, just so he can aura farm correctly. Got the chain wrapped around his chest, the full leather fit and a flaming metal bike. My dog, you've become the thing you hated most. And as he's riding around the town, he ends up peeping a Tota getting robbed, and nobody, I mean nobody, messes with the Totas. As he pulls up on bro, grabbing him by the scruff of the neck, making him look into his eyes, forcing him into an infinite Tsukiyomi of his top 10 cringiest moments, replaying in his head, completely frying him. Riding away like nothing happened. I swear this is the best, worst hero there is, fighting evil with more evil. This like an unemployed nigga telling you to get a job, get a load of this guy. But he then rides away all the way to a graveyard as the sun comes up and the Ghost Rider becomes Johnny again. Got him over here tweaking on the ground just for a random worker to pull up on him, spitting a loogie on the ground. This gotta be the most disgusting thing someone can do. Really be walking next to you spitting 10 times in the last 5 minutes, brother ill. But he wakes up from his nap and turns out for some reason Buddy over here knows everything there is to know about being a Ghost Rider. I know something's going on with him, I just can't prove it yet. So we end up getting some lore on what he is, with Buddy saying that he is now a bounty hunter for the pimp with the cane from earlier. During the day he's normal old Johnny Blaze, but when the night falls and there's evil in his presence, he turns into the Ghost Rider just so he can molly whoop them. And after hearing all this, he just gets up and leaves like it's nothing. How you gonna find out you can turn into a flaming skull at night and not be surprised? Nigga, I found out the WWE is fake and look like these. What's wrong with him? So he leaves, pulling up on Roxanne at the scene of his little excursion after standing her up the night before, and she's over here tweaking, creating a whole scene, even started yelling at him in Spanish and everything. Whole time he over here like these, talking about some but he lies, saying that he doesn't have an excuse. She leaves in a fit of rage just for not even 24 hours later. Nigga, not even 12. She pulls up to his crib, no invitation or anything, double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. Surely really a fake crash out. She did all that talking crazy outside just to pull up a couple minutes later trying to reminisce on the past. Really nigga? Any form of standing on business has now gone out the window. Like I said before, there is always that one guy she will always come back to, and this right here is the perfect example. As she proceeds to kiss Brody with no hesitation just to get turned down. Her whole life she been surrounded by guys who would do anything for some boom boom. But you see, Johnny over here has already learned something I found out many moons ago. These
white men are dangerous.
The manipulation tactics go crazy, like your mom after you don't wash the dishes one time. She over here talking about you don't care about me, nigga. But after realizing she isn't finna leave without an answer, he decides to tell her what's actually going on. Yeah, so at night I turn into a skeleton with a flaming head to defeat evil, which is why I couldn't make it to dinner last night.
Is this nigga serious?
Asks for an answer and now doesn't believe it when she hears it. You just can't win with these women. So she leaves for the second time in a fit of rage yet again, and the second she does, the police pull up on bro, arresting him on suspicion of murdering Brody that got turned into a raisin last night by BlackHeart since they found his number plate at the scene of the crime. And this has got to be the worst interrogation scene I think I've ever seen. Two of the worst policemen as well. I don't know what they were trying to do with the whole good cop bad cop thing. Like, this a damn movie, nigga. How about you do your job? Got Brody over here hitting the angry face trying to play the part. My dog, we all know you're not like that. But they throw him in jail regardless of him denying everything, and since it's nightfall when he's got a bunch of street hooligans around him, he gets straight to tweaking. And this whole police station is just full of a bunch of dumb niggas, cause out of everyone in that cell, you decide to pick on the one person that looks like he has nothing to lose. Straight tweaking in the corner of the cell. This is the last person you want to pick on, bro. I wouldn't even make eye contact. Got a whole school shooter in the back. They over here talking about that's a nice jacket.
Okay, nigga, and I bought it. I know it's clean. What's up?
As everyone in the cell collectively agrees to jumping for his goods, and this is where the Ghost Rider makes his appearance for the second time. Blasting through the power of bodies on top of him, picking Brody up and robbing him of his Balenci jacket, unlocking the new fit, and hey, he got that shit. I don't know. As he burns a hole in the bars, leaving the cell, and Brody in the back faints. Just peeped an A-class celebrity turn into a flaming skull. He gonna start questioning everything from now on. But Johnny calls up his bike, wrapping the chain around his chest, completing the fit, just so he could take a flick, riding off as the police chase him everywhere he goes. And it's not even like he's riding around aimlessly. He's actively hunting down the three stooges from before. Got them over here shivering in their boots, talking about he's coming. Shut your lame ass up. Brody got straight target lock on from the jump, turned the wall hacks just so we could pull up on them for the fade. But one of them leaves attacking Johnny as he's hunting them down, just to be hit with the Uno reverse card of doom. As the Ghost Rider starts to hawk him down up a building. I don't even know why he pulled up in the first place. You see what he did to your homeboy, nigga, run. Heard one command from the group leader was talking about, aye aye, Captain! You are a sheep. Simple. But they get to the top, a helicopter pulls up on Johnny, and this was the worst mistake Brody could have made. Getting grabbed by a metal whip like this is the 1800s and rolled in like a fish. At least if it was Captain America, you know he not finna do nothing crazy to a civilian, but you getting pulled in by a skeleton with a flaming head talking about come here. It's already over. And cause of this, he got straight to apologizing on his hands and knees and everything, getting released in the worst way possible, being swung around and let go. I know after that first swing he got to closing his eyes, thought it was all over. But the vamp then pulls up on him just to get literally cooked within 2 seconds of him being there, with Johnny lighting up his chain on fire and creating a flaming whirlwind around him, packing him up and aura farming at the same damn time. Gotta be top 5 worst villains out there. They ain't even making it past round 1 in the ring with him.
Y'all are trash.
But he hops back on his bike, riding off the side of the building, and as if the aura farming couldn't get any better, he hits this. Peeped Roxanne on the bottom floor watching and got straight to flexing. Lucky his homeboy wasn't around, he would have got slimed out as well just to assert the dominance. I know what kind of man you are. But he lands at the bottom and Roxanne finally puts the pieces together, realizing that the Ghost Rider is Johnny. Got this whole scene looking like something straight out the Hulk. And yet again, these are some of the worst cops I've ever seen. First of all, they won't even stop her from walking directly towards bro as they they're aiming right at her. And second, bro, they start blasting with her standing right in front. Oh, they're using her as a human shield. Boy, ain't no way, boy. But they end up lighting up Johnny, but yet again, that don't work, as he flings the bullets right back at them, hopping on his bike and riding off. Got BlackHeart and Waterboy watching from afar, trying to aura farm like they wasn't ducking the fade. Heard the bike coming and sent Weatherboy to go and deal with it. We both knew he wasn't winning that fight. But this is where we get to the final act of the movie, as the scene starts off with both Roxanne and Johnny's homeboy in his apartment looking through all his research, and after finding something that confirms the Ghost Rider is Johnny, she looks up and it was already over for bro, as BlackHeart makes his appearance setting the trap. Johnny then pulls up, seeing his own homeboy deep fried on the floor, and moves on within seconds. I'm being so dead ass. He looks at his body for 2 seconds, says his name, and instantly moves on to Roxanne. Ain't even shed a tear for his own mans. Don't call me, don't come by my house, we're done. But he pulls up on Roxanne, she starts to point up, and boom nigga, pushing him against the wall, reversing the move onto him just to get grabbed by the neck and a choke slap. Got BlackHeart over here getting in his feelings, saying that he should have been the one to inherit the power of the Ghost Rider, talking about,
I run faster than you, I jump higher than you, I love better than you, I shower better than you, I smell better than you. Bro, I do everything better than you, bro.
And he tells him to find the contract for him and bring it to him in San Venganza, and he'll spare the life of his girl, as he dips out. And like any man, when they peep their snow bunny in danger, he immediately goes straight to the caretaker asking for the contract. And whole time bro's a Ghost Rider himself and was hiding the contract in his back pocket. I knew it! I knew it! Something was off about bro from the jump. Pulled up out of nowhere and suddenly had all the lore and every Ghost Rider in history. But he hops on his horse, and this is where we get one of my favorite transformations in Marvel.
Let's ride. Incredible.
The fact that CGI holds up to this day is crazy. Bear in mind, this was made back in 2007. Must have been hitting their VFX team with the Marpa treatment, cause how is this better than the stuff we get today? But they ride all the way to San Venganza, and Brody ain't even pull up to help, just pulled up to experience riding as the Ghost Rider one last time before he passed. Really just came to flex his horse and leave. I know you effing. But as Johnny's riding through the water, he gets hit with a sneak attack from the ugliest monster I've ever seen in a movie. Gollum, I don't know why you're laughing, you're a close second. As he gets pulled down into the water, getting choked out. And if there's one thing I dislike in this world, is a dumb nigga. After peeping his 2 predecessors getting smoked by bro, you would have thought he would have hit the dash after being told to take on the Ghost Rider. He ain't take any type of notes in the slightest, though he would have the elemental advantage over him in the water. He was sincerely wrong, with Johnny transforming and boiling the lake hot enough to take him out, leaving the last one, BlackHeart, as he pulls up on him holding Roxanne captive in the town center. And this may just be top 5 ways to show an officer your ID. Pulled out his jacket with exceptional speed. I know any officer would be happy to have such a cooperative traffic stop. But BlackHeart throws Roxanne away about 50 feet as Johnny goes to give him the contract, just to get hit with a gotcha right to the chin. I Brody straight dazed. They even gave us a double replay on it. I know that hurt, you ain't gotta hide it. But he gets hit with a pimp slap back and a right, sending him flying. Had Brody taking a nap mid-air, got Roxanne in the back talking about,
You got the speed.
Let's go, Rock. Oh my.
This nigga is trash.
but BlackHeart then goes to grab the scroll, just for Johnny to be over here hitting MOB quality pitches of fire to the face. But the sun starts to rise, and at this point I don't even think bro had a plan. Pulled out the pole and the chain just to get flung over into the sun, losing his power. Like a chopped guy at the function, he was just out there trying anything. And after this failed attempt of taking him down, BlackHeart ends up reading out the contract, causing the lost souls of the people in the city to gather inside of him, hitting him with an upgrade and becoming even more chopped. And now that I really deeped it, he really just spent the whole movie looking for a scroll just so we can have a bunch of niggas in his body. Bro, you just a bad boy. But Johnny ends up unlocking quick reload on the spaz, hitting straight 200 pump after 200 pump, leading him into the building just to get slapped out with his hand and push through the doors. Got Brody over here hitting the Kaisenak, crawling on the floor trying to get to the shade like this is a secret mission in Scooby-Doo, just to get picked up by by the neck, smelling the hot breath of about 100 people, and he really got his shorty out here saving him as she pops BlackHeart twice with the spaz. Got the crazy Latina title coming in clutch, and this scene, I ain't gonna lie, has to be the coldest in the movie. As she throws him the pump, he brings it into the shade, transforming it, and he really just can't stop aura farming. Even in a situation like this, with his shorty in danger, he still has to gain some type of aura. I know Piccolo would be proud, but BlackHeart regenerates, and after figuring out he has a bunch of souls inside of him, he pulls up aura farming yet again, grabbing a hold of him and hitting this special move, causing him to feel all their pain, frying him just like Buddy from before and ending the fight.